My name is Zipporah Nyangara Mumbi, and professionally I have a background in psychological counseling and social work. I'm the team lead and the founder of Haven of Dreams, a community-based organization based in Nakuru County. Haven of Dreams is a community-based organization that was initially started in 2019 when we had friends coming in together and seeing the need of the community, and also having people who came together who had different backgrounds, who had different experiences, but they had people to work with them in terms of overcoming the different challenges that they have gone through. So coming together as Haven of Dreams was a way for us to give back to the community, to ensure that we've left the community as a better place, and just the ripple effect that, because someone was there for us and held our hands, and that's why we are better people, and then giving it back to the community. So Haven of Dreams works around 4 thematic areas, one of them being youth empowerment. In this thematic area, we've been able to empower youth, just to give them information and life skills. We also have reproductive health as a thematic area on its own, where we give information on reproductive health, and we work collaboratively with other organizations like Family Health Options Kenya. Through this thematic area, we've enabled youth living in the street, young girls living in the street, to access family planning services. Our third thematic area is mental health and psychosocial support. Basically, we believe in the power of helping individuals to become psychological resilient so that they are able to know their worth, but also learn how to navigate through different life circumstances and challenges. And also we have gender equality and human rights, where these thematic areas is integrated in other thematic areas so that we can have the rights of individuals being realized, and for them to know that they can hold the duty bearers accountable. So Haven of Dreams' vision is to provide or to create a safe space for the community. That is why we are here. Our vision is to ensure that community members in our community are not discriminated, they are not stigmatized, but they are taken for who they are. And so with that, they are able to become better people. Currently, we are having a program dubbed Okoa Kairetu. As we all know, there's always the conversation that the girl child is undermined, the girl child is not getting the services that they need to get. One of our areas is called Madaraka area in free area, and when we were doing a baseline survey, we realized that there were so many youth, especially the girls, who were not in school. Reason being, they got pregnant at 13, they got pregnant at 15, and they were not able to go back to school. Some were even having sex for pads, some were having sex for monies, and being in abusive relationships such that they could not find their worth. And it's through this that we were able to have this campaign dubbed Okoa Kairetu, so that we could help this girl to understand her worth, to understand that just because they got a child when they were young does not mean that they are worthless, does not mean that they cannot actualize and achieve their dreams.
Sasa ndo mimi niache shule ni kukuwa na stress za mama na kunywa, alafu kulala njaa, shule naenda nikiwa njaa, soma vizuri, ana stress, alafu nikienda home mama anakuza, ananiambia niende nikae, si umepitia shida mingi. Mama anakosa kazi, anaenda anzima kuna kujua sisi, so naona but si tunampenda, hata kama hata analea, si tunampenda. Homo na mwenye alikuwa na yeye alikuwa anajaribu kunilepa. Sasa mimi nikasema siwezi kaa huko, sitasoma. Nilikuwa naenda shule, nikasema mimi siwezi soma. Alikuwa anajaribu, but mimi alikuwa anaenda kumsaidia nguo na pika ndo. Nikilala navaa roho, but usiku anakuja. Alafu usiku mama anasema ati hajashuka kwa kitanda, anikute. Mama anamtetea sasa. Tuache kumpea stress, ndio anasema ni sisi tunampea. Sisi tukamwondokea tu.
We've had girls coming in and telling you that they feel like they've despaired, some having suicidal ideation, some going through depression because of getting pregnant at an early age. And when we were doing also our baseline survey, we realized that it was also a pattern that was happening. Like the mom to the teenage mother was also got the child when she was a teenage. They're also dysfunctional families.
Niliacha shule form 3. But mimi nikakuwa addicted na bangi. Mama alikuwa anakujanga na shule ilikuwa tu ya bangi. So at last nikachokanga kusoma. Ile bangi ilikuwa ni affect. But sikuwa naelewana na mama. Kutoka kitambo nikiwa tu form 1. Sikuwa naelewana na yeye. Nikasema juu siwezi kaa humu. Tukiwa hivi mabishano mimi na mama, acha ni move. Nitoke mbali na yeye. Na nikakuja huku. Tukaanza kupush na kijana hapa Kibubuli. Tukapush miaka 2. Hii 2021 mwezi wa 3 nikapata mimba. Akanisaidia, nikamwambia niko na mimba mwezi mmoja, akakubali. Mwezi 2 akakubali. Venye ilianza kukula mafruit akaruka. Hakuwa anaitambua. So mimi tunakaa tu hivi, sina kazi, sina pa kuenda. Sina makao, natafuta tu kulala hivi. Hapo hivi nyuma tu hivi kuna place nakaa. Hakuna, yani si uko comfortable. Sometimes niko njaa, sina pesa, sina marbeshte. Nikipita hapo wananiambia nilitoa mimba. Sijawahi anza kliniki, niko na miezi 6. Kama saizi nilienda clinic, nilikuwa nianze juzi. Nikaambiwa na mama zimeisha. Sasa nikasema iko haja gani, mimi sina pesa na nasikia ukianza linda mama lazima uko na 200. Sina hiyo pesa. Na siwezi sasa nikiwa hivi lazima sasa linda mama. Nafanya nini? Sasa mimi tu niko hivi. Niko na ball. Niko 7 months. Babake tuongeangi na yeye tuliko sana. Mimi by the way, I'm an orphan. Mamangu alikufa when I was 3 years. So nimeelelewa na shosho yangu. Sina brother, sina sister. Over time nikakuja nikajijua. I'm HIV positive. So ile stigma ya watu, yani ukisimama na mtu kidogo, sijui huyo anakuanga, usiongee na yeye. So na community yenu iko accept. Nataka nimalize kosa yenye nafanya. Maybe kodini kama nitakuwa nipata do, niweke job yangu. At least maisha yenye sikupata nipe mtoto wangu.
And when you look at these young girls, you really desire that you would see a difference, that you would help them to know their worth, that you would help them to rise, for them to identify with their purpose, for them to see that life is just beyond living in a slum area. Life is beyond being in a place where you are undermined as an individual. And that is why Okoa Kairetu exists, so that we can help this girl to know her worth, but not just to know her worth, to rise from the ashes, to ensure that they are coming up to ensure that they have broken the cycle, that just because they came from a dysfunctional families, just because they got their children when they were 13 does not necessarily mean that they have to pass the same cycle to their children.
We have so many challenges, and as I can speak about the most immediate, that is teenage pregnancies. We have so many girls who are getting babies when they are below 18 years, and it has been a challenge. It is a big challenge to us, to the parents, to the community at large. These girls are not able maybe to start their own businesses, and when we were thinking around on how to help these girls, here came Havens of Dreams, and they came with a program called Okoa Kairetu. And this program has been of great help to these girls, because majority of them are getting into relationships because they cannot afford the basic needs like sanitary pads, food, and other basics. And when this program came on board, these girls are able to work on their mental issues. They are able to speak out on the challenges they are going through.
We are helping these young girls, the young teenage mothers, to heal from the wounds that they were inflicted when they were young. So what we have done is we are grateful for the support that we've gotten from Urgent Action Fund Africa that has really enabled us to have psychosocial support in that area. We've been able to have group therapy sessions with these young girls, so they come together every weekend. They come together so that they can discuss their issues. We have therapists on call for them. We are having individual therapy sessions. We're having family therapy sessions. We're also having community awareness on mental health, and then just to see how then can a community come together, because this one is not just one family issue, it's a community issue.
Walinunua hiyo shamba na wakagawa maploti of quarter lease land under chapter 2. Wakati waligawa hawakudisturb people vile walikuwa wanakaa in informal way. Kwa hivyo walikuwa wanakaa tu kwa kijiji, na hiyo kijiji because it was too informal na watu wa siku hizo walikuwa wanakaa pamoja, so we could get the immorality. Vitu kama pombe, vitu kama prostitution was very high, poverty was very big, maana wale wanafanya kazi kwa mzungu ni mzee na hata na watoto 9 ama 10, bibi hafanyi kazi, so the poverty, the needs were very many than the source. Kwa hivyo hiyo started accelerating until the times of 2000, wakati kijiji kilipomolewa 1991. Sasa watu wakaanza sasa kujenga ploti zao na wakipanuka, lakini ile tendency ya kuwa na immorality haikuisha, because people walikuwa wana brew chang'aa, ili city brew, na wanapika busaa. Many things which were happening there is several murder, assault, grievous harm, and it also created the issue of kwa ajili ya immorality na all that kind of things. Kuna wamama wengine walizaa watoto na hawana baba, hawezi akakwambia baba ni nani, because of that prostitution. Sasa hawa watoto ukiangalia ni from 1991, before 1991, sasa ni watu wazima as we are talking. So now we are talking about familia ambazo hazina values, na they have disconnected families or non-functional families. So those non-functional families ni ya kwamba hakuna mtu anauliza msichana ulienda lini, utarudi lini, na hakuna mtu ya kumwekea time, sababu hata mzee atakuja usiku, mama na yeye ameenda kutafutia watoto, atakuja usiku. Sasa familia hakuna, kila mtu anajikontrola, hakuna chakula nyumbani. Wasichana wangeenda mbali waajiriwe kama maids, na kazi ile kidogo kidogo, vijana wanaajiriwa kama categories na kazi zile kidogo kidogo, which cannot build them but it can only attract the poverty. Issue ingine ni kwamba the level of education. Hakuna mzazi angeweza kusomesha mtoto sana until now when the government came with a policy of bringing free basic education, primary and secondary school, day school, until it came that way. Initially it was very hard hawa watoto kusoma. Sasa hii maneno ya kutosoma, maneno ya poverty, dysfunctional families, population, it created some issues zile zililete. Sasa watu sasa kuna shida, msichana hana hope, anapata watoto akiwa underage because there was early marriages. Maana wengine wanapata pregnant mbele. Issues zile traditions kama sa clitoridectomy, the circumcision of women, was being practiced before. Close to every person we monitor these people. Maana it is informal. Though the area is going through growing because watu wale wa zamani hawajengi maduka ingine, lakini wale wanakuja wananunua mpya wanajenga. So what is happening now in our area, inaenda ikidevelop, na wakati ina develop ile giza ya kutojua inaondoka. Ikiwa mtu ni criminal na kabisa anaweza kabadilika, anaenda kwingine anahama, na ikiwa si hahami anabadilishwa by the changes which are coming, by the influence. So we have to be over wao, tuwe juu ya wao, tuwe wengi wale wana change kuliko wale ambao wana maintain status quo. And when we work as a team, I'm sure we are going to head somewhere. Kwa hivyo, our young boys, our young girls need to be salvaged from this deadly serpent of poverty, of dysfunctioning family, informal sector, illicit brew and drug substances, early marriages, early pregnancy and children getting children, lack of basic needs, lack of mentorship.
It's very sad that you see that young girls at their prime not living the life that they're supposed to be, taking up roles that they are not supposed to be taking up, a child mothering a child. But then we are grateful for the people that have come on board. We've been having a fundraising campaign via Mchanga. We've had people coming on board just to support us in cash and in kind, and it does not stop here. This is just the beginning to ensure that we've enabled a change, we've enabled a paradigm shift in our community. We've ensured that the youth, especially the teenage girl, is able to see their worth above everything. And
the numbers of teenage pregnancies are really high, and there are factors that are contributing to this particular statistics. One of the factors is lack of parental guidance. Our homes currently, we are getting a situation whereby there is no communication at the household level. So lack of parental guidance is contributing to a lot of teenage pregnancies. The other factor is lack of sex education, because in some of our communities, discussing sex at a household level is a taboo. So these are some of the cultures and norms we need to address, so that these discussions are discussed at the household level. And also our school program, school curriculum needs to be revamped, so that this conversation also can take place at the household level. We have also found out that yes, there were teenage pregnancies before COVID, but COVID has made it possible for an increase of these teenage pregnancies because of the vulnerabilities of the girl child. So that one has also increased a lot, and it's an issue that needs to be looked into. The other factor is the online and social media, which glorifies sex and therefore everybody wants to feel that they are cool and they also belong to what also their peers are doing. We need to interrogate our school curriculum to find out if, for example, right now, the sort of sex education that is being taught in schools, is it enough? Or we need to revive that particular curriculum to fit in the current 21st century conversation about sex, so that the pupils and also the girl child is aware about her biological well-being and also sexual rights. We are calling upon the county government, the national government, and all the non-state actors and all the donors to come in and address this issue, because female population in this country is 52%, and the 52% being left out of the bracket about the conversation about sustainable development, it will be a tragedy, because with the teenage pregnancies, there is loss of an opportunity for education. There is loss of an opportunity even now to get a better job, and therefore there is a loss of opportunity in economic well-being of those particular individuals. And they will continue to wallow in poverty because there is nothing that they can do meaningfully to uplift their living standards. So it's a serious issue that needs to be looked into, and all sectors and all institutions need to come out and get a strategic plan to address the same. The county government can make sure that through the Ministry of Gender and Youth, that the coming CIDP, County Integrated Development Plan, it is something that is factored in that particular county integrated plan. When it gets into that county integrated plan, it can be budgeted for. So that's something that we are going to lobby, because the other county integrated development plan, we are soon being called to address it. We are also looking at the county gender policy that is coming up, and we are going to exploit some of the recommendations from that policy of how we can now again start having this conversation.
So it's my call for all of us to see that this is a collaborative approach, that we come together as different organizations, as different stakeholders, as individuals, as community, as duty bearers, to ensure that at 13, the child, a girl, is not given a responsibility or does not have a responsibility to raise a child, but rather at 13, a teenage girl will be able to discover who they are, will be able to see their skills, to understand their skills and talents, and eventually become who they have been purposed and destined to be.
Na pesa yako wanda waiko at broken na hilo tini unaenda ukiwa na manzi yako, ukiwa peke yako, wewe huwezi jipeleka.
For us. Thank you.